back hall.
The gentleman in the back, I'll come back over here. Sir in the back with the...
Hello. My name is Jordan McNeish, and I live at 1226 Rockfish River Road. I had a statement, I still have it, but I just wanted to comment on some things that I heard. I heard Jeff Fogel talk about the idea of a designated camping area, and I think that's a great idea. I also heard the woman from, I believe it was like Friends of Charlottesville, mention the same thing and also support this ordinance. And while I think that's an interesting thing to pursue, this ordinance has nothing to do with that. Like, this ordinance doesn't just, protect businesses a little bit or, do a little trimming around the edges. It makes being homeless like totally fucking illegal, like anywhere. You can't sleep anywhere. I'll just go through my statement. It's probably, I don't have time for it all, but I lived in this area the majority of my life. I began to experience periodic homelessness when I ran away at 16. The cold nights when I unexpectedly had to sleep outside were the worst because, it'd be cold and I had no gear. So the sun would come up, I'd be grateful to at least go to the park for a couple hours and lay in the sun in relative safety because no drunk person's gonna come and kick me or something, It's a great time to be homeless in the day compared to cold at night. More recently, I'm 37 now. In 2020, I lost my housing when I went through a breakup, and I camped in the Woolen Mills neighborhood for about 2 months. I was working full-time still. Well, I was recovering from an injury, so it was part-time going back into full-time. I got to have visitation with my kids, and I was able to get my stuff back together and get into an apartment, or I rented a room. And that was great, and I couldn't have done all that if I had to just rely on a shelter. I'd see my kid until 7. You have to be at the only, and I'm so glad we have the shelter. You have to be in at a certain time. There's bars to entry and stuff, and the camping area or multiple areas, or even not passing this awful ordinance, allows people a little bit of autonomy, which can help them get it together. I do support shelters. We need many, many more beds. We need as much as we can do. We need the lowest bar to entry that we can possibly achieve. But this is some crazy dystopian crap, this ordinance. This is there's no tolerance here. Aren't you guys all Democrats? Aren't you supposed to give a shit? I also wonder, I see this was brought by the chief of police, I also wonder if, once they get rid of homeless people, if they're gonna kick NIMBY yuppies out when they're sleeping on their blankets in the park after a picnic. That's all.
Okay, thank you.